Hello my dudes, and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. If you're new here, I'm Evan, and I knit and things. And if you're a regular, welcome back. I'm so glad you're all here. Ugh, my hair is still wet because I just refreshed the color and it feels really gross right now. Today I have for you podcast episode number 20 of my 2026 podcast series. And today for me is Thursday, August 6th. So today I have for you 3 finished objects, 2 of which you didn't even see last week because I didn't know about them. And then I have 5 whips. We can talk a little bit of spinning, like this much. And technically I have an acquisition, but we'll talk about that in whips. And then we can do some book chat. So let's jump right in. First, 2 finished objects. Brett sent me this post on Instagram that was crocheted crested geckos, and we have a crested gecko, if you didn't know. His name is Jimmy. This is him. He's very cute. And while this crocheted crested gecko he sent me wasn't a pattern, it was just somebody selling them in like Korea or something, I went on Ravelry to see if I could find a gecko pattern. Well, I did. These are called Gayle the Gecko. Hold on, who is that pattern by? You can't actually buy the pattern on Ravelry, you have to buy it on Etsy, but it is on Ravelry to add to your patterns. Who wrote this pattern? It's by Cheryl Smith. It's Gayle the Gecko Lizard by Cheryl Smith. So, first I knit one for Garrett. Well, crocheted one for Garrett. He wanted it to look as much like Jimmy, his lizard, as possible, and Jimmy is yellowish with black spots. So they picked yarn out of my scrap collection. So this was the best he could do. And then Henry wanted one that looked like a cotton candy macaron. So, and the only light blue we had for that was Surrey. So they're a little wonky, but you know, I don't really care. They're very cute. So they both got a gecko this week. Yes, they're different sizes. They're both fingering weight held double. The pattern calls for worsted. But like the bodies are fingering weight held double, and then the accents are fingering weight single, but in this case lace weight held double. But this is just a thicker fingering weight. This one's Ruby and Roses, the cashmere sock base, and the colorway is Bungalow. And then this one's a chick that knits, her merino fingering base, and I think it's, I don't remember what colorway this is, Paris something maybe, Paris Garden, it's something like that. And then the Surrey on this one is from Inspire a Mind, and I don't know where this dark purpley brown is from. But yeah, they were quick little things and they like them. Okay, next finished object. I finished Plod. If you don't want to see and you want to catch up with the videos as they're going, first of all, that'll be linked above here. And second, skip to whips. I'll give you like 3 more seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's Plod finished. He's so cute. This is Plod, the African Flower Triceratops by Heidi Bear's Designs. And he is just the cutest. I am slightly annoyed that we only got like 2 motifs with teal petals. We got that one, and then we got like one of the last ones there on the frill. And those are the only 2 we got with teal petals. How weird is that? We got a ton of teal like as either middles or outers, but no other teal petals. So Plod is all finished now. The only changes I made to the pattern were that I used worsted weight yarn. This is Caron Simply Soft in a bunch of colors instead of fingering weight, and then I adjusted my hook size. I used a 3.25 millimeter hook for everything, and I used safety eyes instead of buttons for the eyes. Those are literally the only 2 changes I made, besides attaching things in some places in a slightly different order, which doesn't matter at all. But since I had so much fun making Plod obviously needs a brother. We're going to do matchy colors. I don't actually have enough of this blue to make a whole nother dinosaur, but I have a blue that's like 2 shades darker than this one, so we're going to use that for the main color instead. And we're going to make the Stegosaurus for his brother. The Stegosaurus is called Puff the Magic Stegosaurus or something, which is a terrible name. So we're not calling him that. I don't know what his name will be yet, but we're gonna call the next series Roll for Plod's brother, because that's just easiest. Unless I haven't started it yet, so unless I come up with something better before that. Roll for Stego, maybe. I don't know. Plod was perfect. Plod was perfect. What is Puff? No, I don't like that at all. So Plod's finished, and I love him. I am going to make one change for the next one. All of these start with a chain 5, but then you have to sew the middle closed, or there's a big hole in the middle. And like, I don't mind the holes like on the sides of the petals there because they're smaller, but like this is a big hole. So I'm gonna magic ring all the next ones. I don't know why magic ring wasn't the thing here, but that's what I'm gonna do for the next one. So yeah, I love him. I have no idea where to put him because he's really big. Like, I guess that's why you use fingering weight yarn, so it's not freaking huge. But yeah, he's super cute. I will be excited to start Stego when I get some time. So let's talk whips. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whips. Just to get it out of the way, I do have a sample from Purl Soho. It is large. It is going to take some time. I have until September 9th, I think. But if I continue at the pace of which I currently am going, I should finish by the end of the month. So that should be fine. But yeah, can't tell you anything else. Next, cross stitch. I have the hiccups. I did in fact work on this a bit. So last week, this is Blastoise. Last week I had this done. Well, then I came over here and did this. Hold on. Let me just put this in the back because this is gonna bother me. Okay, so I had only had this weird little section, like you can see where it was there, done. And then I get over here and I'm doing this, and I realize that like I'm supposed to be connecting this to over here, and it doesn't match up. And I'm like, what the frick? Why doesn't it match up? Well, there was a tiny little bit right here that was off. And that's where I started all of this from. So rather than undo all of this, I undid over here instead because it was less stitches to undo. And I need to move that over this way, 1 stitch. So I restarted that, but I haven't continued. But like you can see, like that's clearly a mouth and an arm, and that's his belly, and that's the tip of a cannon. So yeah, I doubt this will get like much, if any, progress until I finish something with a deadline. Just because I get a little crazy when I have deadlines, and I have 2 right now. The sample, and then I also have a test knit, but we're not going to talk about that yet. Okay, next. This is the Best Dressed Vest by Ashley R. Adams. I'm using yarn from Sinful Yarns. Colorway is Burnt Copper. It's 100% merino. Okay. Here's where we were last week. Here's where we are now. I have started the bottom hem on the back. So I need 22 more rows, and then this is finished. Well, I have ends to weave in as well, but 22 more rows, that's it. And then this will be done, and I will be so happy. Because I feel like this has been on my needles for 9,000 forevers, and it's on my Make 9. So I will be so incredibly pleased to finish this. I would like to finish it by next week. But that depends on the sample. Like, I need to do what I need to do on that first, and then this gets the leftover time. And a little bit the test. But like, okay, the test knit is socks, and like, I can literally knock out a pair of socks in a day and a half if I need to. And I believe I have until mid-September for the socks. So I'm really not concerned about that at all. Okay, next, this is the Honeysuckle top by Andrea Gahn. I am using Terrapin Fiberworks Chesapeake DK in the colorway Basalt. And let's see, here's where I was last week. So I did very little on the body, but I did all of the edging. Like, do you see how long these straps are? Holy crap. It took so long. So last time I had one of the armhole ribbings done. Well, I did the other one, and then I did the I-cords. I had one of the armhole I-cords done. I did the other I-cord, and then you connect the top and the straps, because the straps are so cutie tie, but they take so long. And I couldn't even use my I-cord tool because this is a 4-stitch I-cord. And my I-cord tool is a 3. So, if this ends up being as wonderful amazing as I think it is, then I'm going to make a second one, and I'm going to make it a dress. And I'm going to buy a 4-stitch I-cord tool, because there is no way in hell that I am ever knitting that much I-cord by hand ever again. My hands hurt so bad. 4-stitch I-cord with DK weight cotton? I think not. I haven't even tried this on yet because it's on the needles and the needle is too small. I really need to do that. But But yeah, it's gonna be really cute. What I should do is work on this so I can actually wear it when it's still warm out. But you know, whatever. Although this could easily be layered over a short sleeve or long sleeve shirt. Yes, what?
I finished a lot.
Okay. And one more whip. Okay, this is actually my acquisition as well. So, I got into the test for Annabeth's new sock pattern. Annabeth from Annabeth is Knitworthy. Her new sock pattern, the Forager Sock. And I was looking through my sock sets, and I was like, oh, these are dark colored. I want a light colored. Well, I did have one light colored, but it's super heavily variegated. And I wanted a slightly lighter variegated one. So I got this sock set from Red Door Fibre Studio. This is on her Bounce sock base, and this sock set is called Such a Young Soul. It's gorgeous. And here is what I have done on the sock. Ribbing, and I'm halfway through the first pattern repeat. It's like just a standard basket weave, but it's really cute, and these colors are great. So, working on that as well. This green like exactly matches my hair, which is so interesting. I did not look at this when I was making hair dye. For this side, we're kind of just doing, what colors of green and blue do I have? They go together? Okay. That's how we do it. I mean, this side is always the same. It's always the same pink. It always has been forever. This side is different. But that's all the whips and acquisition. I guess that leads us to spinning. So I have spun for about half an hour, and I decided to go with my braid of Long Dog Yarn Ramboillet silk, and the colorway is One Day You'll Join Us, and I believe it's from her Over the Garden Wall collection last year. But picture of the tiny amount I've spun. It took some really getting used to spinning this fiber. It like drafts like so easily that I end up drafting too much. Like I have a specific goal with this yarn, is to make a DK weight, because I have a pattern in mind. So like, it's easier for me to spin thinner rather than thicker. And I don't know why that is, but it is. So it was a struggle for the bit that I have on the bobbin here to be remotely consistent. But, you know, it'll be fine. That just leaves books. You will be pleased to know that I have only finished 5 books since last week. None of this 10 nonsense, just 5. So, I finished In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. 5 stars, loved it. Memoirs of a Garroter by Stephanie Holmes. 3.5 stars. It was fine. I keep thinking that we're gonna get, like, more interesting information about, like, what's happening in this world, and it's just taking a really long time. Like, this is book 4 of, I think, 10. And, like, yeah, they're short little whatevers. Like, they're relatively potato chippy, but not quite as satisfying as potato chips, you know? They're fine. Then I finished The Oxford Guide to Scandals and Lies by Kate Westford. This one I wanted to like a lot more, I just didn't. it was 3.5 stars as well. What started out as like a murder mystery turned into like a spy thing, and it was trying to do too much, and it wasn't doing any of the things well. Then I finished Highest Bidder by Dawn Anderson. I hated the beginning of this book, but then the MMC grew up and it turned out really cute, and I ended up liking it. That was 4 stars. And then this morning I read Solo Leveling Volume 2 by Dubu and Chugong, and that was 4 stars as well. I have a stack of them that I need to get through to take back to the library. And what am I currently reading? Ink Becomes Blood by Ina Harrington. The EvanKnitsThings Bookclub is currently reading Deadly Ever After by Brittany Johnson. Here, I can give you a little blurb about that in case you want to join. I'm only on chapter 4, but I don't have any complaints so far. It's a fantasy. Two dead princesses must find true love's kiss to bring them back to life in this heart-stopping romantic fantasy debut for fans of Cinderella is Dead and Girl Serpent Thorn. That's probably enough. So if that sounds good, join the book club. We're reading it. And then I'm also reading Solo Leveling Volume 3. So, that's it. That's all I've got for you this week. It will probably be even less next week. Because I have deadlines and got stuff to do this weekend. It's my nephew's birthday and we gotta go school shopping because it's tax-free weekend in Ohio. And that is the time to school shopping. I don't think we need that much stuff. We have a lot left over from last year. But, yeah. So, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like, comment, and subscribe if you are not already. You can click the notification bell to be notified of my next upload so you don't miss it, because they can be erratic sometimes. Although this filming one day and editing the next is working a lot better for my brain, and it's allowing me to not skip episodes as often. Yeah. I hope you have a great day and that you make some time for yourself today because you matter and I love you. And I'll see you back here next time. Bye.